The story began with the fact that in some forest, angry wolves attacked a poor girl who was frightened and ran away from them. She didn't understand how she got into this horrible nightmare. She simply tripped in the street when she was shopping, and when she woke up, she too found herself in that terrible forest. She had no strength left to run. When she reached a tree, she leaned against it and realized that she could no longer run. When she turned around, she saw that a pack of wolves, who had run after her, was very close and about to attack her. Out of desperation, she even tried to talk to them. She told them that she was thin and unpalatable. Why would they eat such a fragile girl? And so one of the wolves lunged at the girl, closing her eyes, she thought. In this world, she hadn't even given her first kiss to a handsome guy. Let alone get married. And too young to die like that. When she opened her eyes, she saw the beautiful beast that protected her from the wolf. The other wolves, who were from the same pack, were frightened of this beast and scattered. After the wolves left, the cheetah approached the girl. She could not believe her eyes. Was she saved by the cheetah? What a strange nightmare. Animals like him shouldn't help people. As soon as that thought flashed through her mind, she saw something amazing. The cheetah turned into a handsome guy, and without clothes. He slowly began to approach the girl. He told her that she was very beautiful. And he was very surprised that there were such nice girls in the world. Then he came even closer to her and started sniffing her body. The girl was a little afraid of this and asked why he was not wearing clothes. The man replied that there was nothing wrong with that. It was just the two of them. Suddenly the girl fell down and cried. She asked herself, what had she done to deserve this? It seemed to her that her luck had turned away from her. Then the man approached her again and began to comfort her. The girl said she was fine and thanked him for saving her from the wolves. That was a good thing, the man said. He introduced himself to her and said his name was Pak. He's from the cheetah clan. And he was very interested to know which clan she was from. The girl had to think hard before she answered. After all, she still doesn't know where she is. If she said anything strange, she might be eaten. So she did a rather witty thing and asked Puck what clan he thought she was from. He assumed she was from the Fox clan because she was very nice. Then she asked him to give her some more choices. He started listing other clans: mermaid, tiger, monkey. The girl wondered what if humans descended from monkeys. And if she said she was from the monkey clan, it wouldn't be a big deal. Puck began to judge the girl's actions. This forest is very dangerous for beautiful girls like her. She told him that she had split up with her clan and was lost. So she doesn't know where she is now. Then Puck said, since she is a girl and he found her, now she is only his. He will take her to his clan. The man turned back into a cheetah and put her on his back. And he carried her somewhere into the thicket of the forest to his clan. As they ran, the girl pondered. His fur is so soft, and he seems to have no evil intentions toward her. She would hope that nothing terrible would happen to her. On the way to his village, they stopped near the river. The cheetah turned back into a man. He smeared mud on her face because he did not want her to be stolen by other males. The girl looked at herself in the reflection of the river and wanted to wash the mud off. But she was stopped by Puck. He said that if she washed now, he would scratch her face, making her look ugly. The girl was a little wary of his temper. If she washes the dirt off, he will indeed scratch her face. So she said she would not wash her face. Afterwards, he turned back into a cheetah, and they went to his village. On the way, the girl pondered that once they were in his clan, she should pick a moment and run away from him, perhaps. Staying with him was dangerous after all. When they were already in the village, the girl felt like she was in a zoo. She had read somewhere that the natives put paint on their faces to show their power status. Pak has more tattoos than everyone else. The girl thought he had more power than the rest of the people in this village. When the other men of this village saw the girl, they began to ask questions. Where did he get this woman from? Why is she so dirty? Even though she was dirty, she smelled nice, they liked that. But Puck didn't put up with the remarks. His fur got ruffled and he started growling at his housemates. All the men immediately moved away from him. When the girls of the village heard the noise, they came to see the woman that Pak had brought. The girl thought it would be easier for her to mingle with the other women from that village. But when she saw them, she was very surprised. Could it be that these girls are from this clan? There is a very big difference between men and women here. The girls have big noses and small eyes. They wear clothes that show their belly fat. Now she understood why Puck told her she was very beautiful. She even felt sorry for the men in this world. Puck told the girls in his village that he had found this woman when she was lost. She is his girlfriend now. And they had better not get in his way. The girls were not happy with Pak's behavior in this way. How could he be so rude to them? So finally Puck brought her to his house. He thought the girl was hungry and he decided to roast meat for her. He asked the girl what flavor of meat she wanted. He really liked it with pine and sandalwood flavors. If she wanted some other flavor, he would find it for her later. The girl said she also liked those scents and would eat with him. She also wanted some porridge and asked Puck if he had any rice. When he heard these words, he very rudely told the girl not to even dare think about it. Just because girls like rice, guys die of fatigue working in the fields. The girl replied that if it was so sick on him, she would not ask him for rice. Buck was very happy with this answer and stroked her on the head. Buck noticed that the girl was acting a little strange and asked what was wrong. The girl replied that her leg was just a little sore. He apologized to her for not being able to keep her out of it. To help her heal her wound, he took her in his arms and carried her to the local healer. His name was Havii. When he saw the girl, he kindly invited them to come in so he could examine the wound. When he saw her face, he thought she had been stung by bees, and Pak used dirt so no one would see it. But he was wrong, the problem was her leg. While the doctor was examining her leg, Pak reassured his woman. He asked her to be patient. Just a little longer, she would soon feel better. He told her that Havii had studied medicine at the city's animal university. Because of the tights, Havii couldn't see the injury properly, so he asked her to take them off. When he saw her leg, he was fascinated, it seemed beautiful to him. After examining her leg again, he went to get his medicine. He took some root and told her that it was called golden root, it would improve the circulation of the blood, it would make the leg heal faster. He was about to start rubbing the ointment, but Puck got jealous. He didn't want the doctor to touch his woman's leg and wanted to do everything himself. After he had done everything, he asked Havii what else would need to be done. He replied to have him look at her condition tomorrow. Have him take the golden root with him, and as you have free time, rub it on your foot. While Puck was talking to Havii, the girl wondered what medicines the doctor was using. She saw that they were simple foods that were used for food in her world. She thought it would be delicious to make some kind of food with these ingredients. So she asked Havii to take some with her. But this conversation was interrupted by Puck. He was jealous again. He said his woman didn't need things from him. He could get it for her himself. Leaning over to the doctor, he told him that she would only be with him. Still, the girl managed to take some ingredients with her. When Haviai wanted to hand it to the girl, Pak snatched it out of his hands and said he would carry it himself. He then picked her up in his arms and carried her to his house. On the way, he said she belonged only to him, she could have no one else but him. When the two of them got home, Pak thought that after everything that had happened to her, the girl was hungry and offered her some meat. He thought the girl looked really cute when she ate it. Next time, he wanted to cook meat with a different flavor for her, so that the flavor would be more savory. When she tasted the meat, she realized it was completely tasteless. A marvelous idea occurred to her. She would take the packet that the medic had given her and add seasoning to the meat. Puck thought it wasn't safe to eat the medicine, but the girl convinced him and he couldn't refuse her. She looked too cute that his heart couldn't take it and he agreed. She mixed a few ingredients and sprinkled it on her food. Puck immediately appreciated it, he said the smell from the meat was wonderful. Afterward, he took a piece and put it in his mouth. He was delighted with the flavor. It was the best meat he had ever eaten. He asked her for more and she started feeding him. After eating enough food, he laid down on his stomach and relaxed. After resting a bit, he told the girl that he wanted to go hunt tigers to repay Hai for the medical care. She could rest at home while he was gone. When Puck left, the girl felt tired and lay down to rest. She wished she could feel at home here. Before she went back, she should take care of her life in this world. A while later, she heard someone calling her name. It was Puck. He told her that when he was hunting he found a strange thing. He thought it might be hers. So he brought it here. And indeed, it was her purse from the other world. She immediately began to sort through her purse looking for her things. Suddenly, she saw Puck sniffing her underwear and asking, "What is this?" She took her stuff from him and told him to stop calling her woman. She has a name, her name is Bai Jing. And he can just call her Jean. When he heard her name, he went up to her and said that her name was more beautiful than all the other females of the 3 largest clans in the city of beasts. Hugging her, he said he would take her to the city when he got the chance. He wanted everyone to see what a beautiful woman he had. Jean then asked him what the city of beasts looked like. He said that the city of beasts was the largest and multi-species city in their area. When he said that, he had a strange expression on his face. She thought that he had bad memories of this city. While she was thinking about it, Puck came up to her and said that he wanted to make new clothes for her, since her clothes stood out too much. He bragged that he could sew clothes himself, so she should stand up straight so he could take her measurements, and of course she agreed. When he saw her in such beauty, he involuntarily took her breasts. She was unprepared for this turn of events. She asked him what he was doing. Puck unsuspectingly said that she was just his female and there was nothing wrong with him touching her breasts. Jean said indignantly that he was a pervert. But he didn't even know such words. He said he wasn't a pervert, he was a cheetah. He wondered, why did she move so far away? He asked her again because he had to take her measurements. But the girl upsetly said she didn't want new clothes. Puck had never thought about it, but he didn't think touching would repel them. So he went over to her and told her he wouldn't do it again. After a while the clothes were ready. When the girl looked at it, she was a little displeased. The seams on it were rather unkempt and snaggy. She shouldn't have expected more from him though. So that he wouldn't take offense, she said that she really liked his clothes. And she would put it on right after she washed. Puck immediately pictured her bathing in the river. He was like a little kid, he didn't want anyone but him to see her naked. Puck told the girl that he would prepare a bath for her. When he prepared the bath, he said that, since they were a couple, they should bathe together. But the girl was against it and pushed him out of the room. But that was enough for him. He made sure that none of the other males in his village could watch his girl. As she began to undress, Puck saw her naked body. He was in awe of those female forms. He was delighted by this feeling of boa constrictor satisfaction looking at the naked female body. But suddenly Puck realized that now, he, like the other males, would suffer and love this girl. And suddenly for him, the girl turned around and saw that Puck was peeking at her. She started screaming, and so Puck quickly turned into a cheetah and ran as far away from his house as possible. He had never seen such a beautiful female body before. With a run, he jumped into the river to calm down a bit. Already in the evening, when the girl had bathed, she had put on the clothes that Puck had made for her. She reflected on what had happened today. She was very embarrassed that Puck had seen her naked. Suddenly, the door opened and Puck walked in. He said it was getting late, so they should get ready for bed. The girl asked where she was going to sleep. The man took her in his arms and carried her to the bed he had made himself. It was very soft and comfortable. Putting her on the bed, he lay down beside her. The girl didn't expect him to lie down with her and hug her. But he just wanted to awaken her feelings. And that's something they both need to work on. But she doesn't have to worry, it's not time to breed yet. He lay down in the girl's arms, but suddenly, his little friend made himself known. He asked Jean not to fidget. It is very difficult for him to hold back. That night, the girl's heart was pounding like crazy. They slept in each other's arms the whole night. The girl was afraid that something would happen, so for the whole night, she didn't move. Suddenly, she felt Puck start licking her hair. She immediately asked him, why did he do that? The man said that her skin was very soft. But why was she so flushed since he only licked her? After answering her question, he got up from the bed. The girl was displeased with his behavior and told him to get dressed now. And of course he couldn't disobey her request. After getting dressed, he said that he had to fetch more dirt. She must not go out of the house without it. But the girl didn't want to walk around dirty. So she proposed to solve the matter in a different way. She took her makeup and bags and applied some dots to her face. She thought it would be enough for camouflage. Puck praised her for this decision. Now she was ugly enough to be ignored by everyone. Looking at herself in the mirror like a simpleton. Now certainly no one would look at her now. With that settled, Puck decided to show her his village. Let's go to his village so he can show her how their tribe lives. When they came to the village, everyone around them looked at them with interest. All the males were looking at Bai Jing. They noticed that she had white skin and a good figure too. But it was doubly frustrating because her face wasn't good. Meanwhile, the girl was pondering. There are too many unfamiliar beastmen in this village. She is a stranger here, so it will be hard for her to make friends. When she saw the girls, she told her boyfriend that she would go to say hello to them. The girls of this village introduced her to their most beautiful woman. The one all the men wanted. Eudora got up and went to Puck. In front of everyone, she told him that she was going into heat today. And if he wanted, they could have children. Puck told her that he appreciated her offer, but that he would refuse it. He added that he was glad she was going to breed this year. Eudora got very angry and asked how this girl he brought with him was better than her. She doesn't even have the mark of the beast. Well, as befits a woman, she couldn't stay silent either. She started talking to Eudora. She said that Eudora is right, she's no better than her. But she should pay more attention to her partners. After all, they love her with all their hearts, but she ignores and tries to procreate with someone else. She would rather be alone than with someone like Eudora. The males of this village were delighted by her words. Eudora noticed that the males of this village were beginning to show sympathy for Bai Jing. So she began to justify herself in response. She said that Jean just wanted to be popular with the men. But if she doesn't have children, no one will want her. These words were heard by Hai, who was passing by. He said that if this girl was barren, he would still want her. After all, love between a man and a woman is not just about mating. He would still want to be with her, yes, even if she couldn't have children.